Boogie, drop that beat.
Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Talking Out Loud with Miss Talkative. Everything I say is my own opinion, alleged, and strictly entertainment purposes. Remember, I'm just talking out loud. Please like, share, subscribe, comment on my video. Let me know what you think. Y'all, I have always favored Kenya Team Swirl over Portia and Nene every single time. I don't care what the issue was. I've always favored Kenya over these two. So when it was stated that Kenya had released Revenge P on one of the casts, I was pissed, but I was still riding my defense mode. I was like, I'm not gonna say anything because Kenya kept saying that she was innocent, what was being put out was not true. And actually I was really hoping that that it was all a stunt that Real Housewives of Atlanta and Bravo was coming up with, trying to gain their audience back, because never in a million years would I ever picture Kenya as a person that would do something so foul and so disrespectful to another human being, another woman at that, especially just causing harm to another woman. I didn't think that Kenya would ever go that far. I know people have said she's done some foul things, and she's went to left field numerous occasions, but I actually like Kenya. I really do. I mean, from just hearing her story about her growing up, being and her mom not wanting her, and she's in the same space as her mom, and her mom just does not want to be bothered with her. Her mom trying to stop her from moving forward in life, and she still made it against all the odds. That's the Kenya Team Twirl that I always picture, the vulnerable Kenya that is. I like Kenya, and like I say, I've always liked Kenya, especially when she be sharing her stories of her and her mom and stuff like that. But anyway, like I say, Kenya kept saying that she was innocent and she would be vindicated. And like I say, I kept hoping that she would. That's why I wouldn't speak against her, because it's like, I'm like, dang, Kenya, you're up there and you're making it. You're doing the doggone thing, and to get knocked down, to do that to yourself, it's like that's a huge letdown. But because I had some doubts, but I was like, I'm gonna stay on reserve until some more information come out. But now, after watching this last episode of Rhoa, I can't fully say that Kenya was vindicated as I would have hoped, but I can say that I am still Team Twirl. BRITT, she went so far left on Kenya. She was acting like the peasant that Kenya called her, that set everything off, and to the point where it's like, what type of show is this? Because how the saying goes, it's not what they call you, is what you answer to. And when she answered Kenya when Kenya called her a peasant, and BRITT went all left field, she actually was acting like the peasant that Kenya called her. She definitely answered to being called a peasant. And to follow up talking about all the weapons that she had, in my opinion, BRITT was trying to call Kenya out, to the point where I was like, oh, she acting like a peasant. You don't want to be called a peasant, but you're acting like one. She was really earning that peasant title. It was like what she was doing. It was just vile, and it was like so dreadful. And I'm glad that Kenya did not engage with BRITT, which allowed BRITT to have her moment of foolery that she was actually looking for, because you could tell she was actually looking to have a situation with Kenya. And I'm glad that Kenya walked away, but I wish she had kept on ignoring BRITT, because BRITT, she made herself look bad. But what surprised me, what got me, is the fact that there was no outrage for this scene here. This lady on camera talking about having weapons and firearms and stuff like it was nothing. And for them to throw out there and call Kenya out for the revenge P, I'm like, where were the Bravo execs when this scene was being reviewed? Because, or I'm quite sure that they got notice, they got word of what happened on set, because had the powers to be, had they did their job regarding BRITT when this scene happened, then I don't think there would have been a revenge P for anybody to be in uproar about. I really don't believe that it should have gotten that far. They should have immediately removed BRITT, because she was clearly the instigator. It's like, and I'm not saying that Kenya should get a pass, but I can say that the Bravo, Andy, the execs over there, they should have done their job, and they should have protected Kenya. It's like, did they even go and check on Kenya to make sure that she was okay? I mean, what did they do? But I'm assuming because Kenya's saying that she asked to be protected, nobody was listening. So they just let her, a black woman, get threatened on TV, and anybody saying that she was not threatened, they was not watching the same show. Because to admit that, for BRITT to admit that she had several weapons, including a firearm, while yelling and screaming, going off on somebody, anybody would clearly think that they're being threatened. That would be ruled a threat, in my opinion. And for Bravo to only let Kenya go, but keep BRITT as if she did nothing wrong, that's foul. And it's like you're clearly making a stance of who you're going to protect and who you're not going to protect. Kenya, she's been on Rhoa for seasons, helping to carry that show once Nene was removed. And BRITT being the newbie, acting like she's a fish out of water, and acting like she's never been anywhere, and because she acting like it's above her to be called a name, but with her attitude, I can assure you that she's been called plenty of names and foul names that she don't like. But I think that it wasn't even about the name. It was not about her being called a peasant. I believe that it was the fact that BRITT she wanted a moment with Kenya. And because instead of her handling her emotions and, learning how to clap back and read people, she got offended and got all gangster. And I was like, what are they doing? Because not one person out there, I didn't hear or see not one person telling BRITT that she was wrong, telling her to calm down. It's not that deep. Let's just, let's just leave that alone. Angela, she named that event Black Excellence, and BRITT was doing everything except being Black Excellence. And yes, I do agree with Kenya saying when they were in the car driving off, when Kenya was in the car with Portia and Shamia, I agree when Kenya said that BRITT needs to go. I really agree. And somebody should have stepped in and made that happen. But Bravo, I believe that they missed the mark totally on defending Kenya, and they allow BRITT to continue to film. It's in my opinion, Kenya, not like I say, I'm not making excuses for Kenya because she was definitely wrong, but I believe with her feeling threatened, and she said she asked for help and nobody was willing to make sure she was protected. She probably, because we know that Kenya is not a fighter, she probably was trying to do something that was the closest thing to her having a fight. I got to get you good so you will be, you know how you say, I'm gonna knock you down without touching you. And I believe that's what Kenya was trying to do. She was trying to defend herself, but her end result, it wasn't a wise choice. It was wrong all the way around. Even though we have not seen the revenge piece scene, no way, shape, or form, I don't care what woman it is totally wrong. I do not agree. But at the end of the day, Bravo messed this up. They could have stopped this train wreck before it jumped ship. They should have shut BRITT down, removed her, and got Kenya some aid. They could have got Kenya some help, some protection. Because after being threatened, I can probably understand what state of mind Kenya was in. And like I say, I'm still riding this out with Kenya, Team Twirl. That's just my opinion. I'm just talking out loud. Please like, share, subscribe, comment on the video. Let me know what you think.